Good morning, our viewers of NSTV. We thank you for watching us. Now, we are going to talk about passports. I'm here with the PRO, Simon Monday from Internal Affairs. Recently, they were intending to destroy over 50,000 passports, which were stuck in their offices. We want to know, are they still having those passports or they destroyed them already? You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Madam Serin, and all the viewers of NSTV. I'm glad to be here with you this morning.
Thank you, Simon. Simon, recently you were intending to destroy you were stuck with over 50,000 passports and you had promised to destroy them. How far have you gone? Are you still having them or you have destroyed them already?
Thank you very much, viewers who wake up in the morning and tune in to NSTV. I think it was around about February when I talked about this issue of 50,000, actually over 50,000 passports that we intend to destroy. When we started issuing electronic passports, that was December 2018, we were calling upon Ugandans to come and apply for passports. And I do remember, because 2018 we started, 2019, and then 2020, COVID came in. Because of COVID, people are not working. We were also not working. People stayed home. And because people had a lot of time with them, and also given the fact that our system remained open, people continued applying for passports. So by the time the economy reopened in 2020, around, I think, ending 2020 there, we had so many applicants on the system, I think numbering over 80,000. So that is the time we had long queues here, snaking up to Rufla there. That's the time we had so many complaints. It's the time everybody had the thirst to travel out. People wanted to go for treatment. People wanted to go for cheyo. People wanted to go for all sorts of things. So everybody came in here. We had a real challenge, and which we have never experienced here. So that time we were doing 3,000 passports daily. 3,000, 3,500. I remember we would come here very early in the morning and leave very late in the night. We had a real challenge. Now, of course, many people applied for those passports, and we also good enough to process them. And people were picking, processing. Now, towards the end of 2023, we realized that there were so many passports that we had processed and were not having space for new passports. So when we counted at our stores in Chambogo, we did realize that we had about over actually 50,000 passports for Ugandans who applied for them, paid for them, we processed, made them ready, and we were supposed to pick them. They had not picked them. Yet, here we are still doing new passports. We don't have space. So that's why I called on the public during that time at the presser we had, appealing to them to come and pick their passports. And I even gave a timeline of 6 months. That was from Feb.
Yes.
I think 6 months from Feb, we are remaining with about 3 months for us to destroy this passport, because we have called on people to pick this passport. They have not come. Here are Ugandans who came up in the morning, lined up, paid for their passports. 250,000 is not is not simple money. It's not very little money. But now we wonder, they are not picking the passports. What's the problem? We have been limited. We tried to address this by reaching out to these people. We called these people. Some of them would respond, others wouldn't, others their phones are off. Then we did realize that there was a problem. Most of these passports that are not picked, the 50,000 and more, belonged to these girls who were being taken for chayo in Saudi Arabia. So now, because of that, managers who were helping them to apply for these passports actually put their telephone numbers. One manager, for instance, of a company A would come here and apply for, say, 1,000 girls, and he would put only his telephone number. So when the passports are made,
not the telephone contacts
of the applicant, not of the applicant, but for the manager of the labor export company.
Okay.
So when they did that, remember, when passports are made ready, the system sends out messages to come and pick the passports. But then now, here is a problem. This manager who helped the girls apply for passports has put his telephone number. He has put his telephone number on 1,000 applicants.
Okay.
So now it means that for every application that is made ready, or for every passport that is processed, the message will be sent to that telephone number to put these passports back into the system, for the system to again send out messages. But it was the same response. Very low response. We would process many, but the rate at which they were picking these passports was very, very low. So we have already now written to Luero Industries. This is a government arm, and we are requesting them to allow us ban these passports in their facility. But we gave Ugandans 6 months, and now we are remaining with 3 months. Of course, a few people have come to pick the passports, just a few, but majority are still there. Actually, as I talk now, we have about 60,000. The other time there were 50,000.
So
now the number is increasing over time. So, and remember, our stores don't expand. But the people who apply for passports keep increasing, but stores remain the same. So what are we going to do? Is to destroy this as we keep making new passports.
Simon, while applying for a passport online, there's a provision of a guardian or a parent or a referee. Can't you reach out to those people instead of reaching out to the company owners?
We have made several attempts to contact these people. The first one, like I said, we put back the passports to the system. But remember, when you're applying for a passport, there is where you put, they ask, how would you want to receive the message if the passport is ready? That is the most important bit of it. And that is where now the labor export managers put their numbers. But then we have even gone an extra mile by trying to contact family. But you call an old man back in the village. First of all, some of these girls did not tell them that they were coming to apply for passports. So you try to engage the old man, he will tell you, I'm not aware of anything, I don't know, how do we pick the passports? First of all, do we have transport? Can you send me transport to come and pick the passport? So it is a complication that way. Then the other, we would have gone on TV like this and tried to call out to these people to pick their passports. But again, we are limited by the privacy laws. Okay. We cannot display people's privacy details, even in newspapers. We are limited. We cannot go. We would have gone. We say so and so, a passport born of this. Because remember, if you just mention one name, people have similar names. So you have got to give 2 names and also go ahead and even put date of birth. And then now the fraudsters will come in to con people. So we are limited by those. So that's where we are stuck.
Okay. Simon, way back, some years back, Ugandans had constraints of acquiring a passport. And now they are leaving passports at internal affairs. Where do you think the gap is?
2 reasons why we are having this problem. The first one, I've already mentioned it, where the labor export companies, of course, now, business came down. Around the COVID time, 2020, 2021, that business of taking these girls out was booming. Remember, people would take in thousands. But because of reasons that I will not tell you now, but with time maybe that will need another interview. There are several reasons why this business declined, why some companies even closed their businesses. There are reasons, about 6 reasons majorly. Now, when these companies lost that business, they also lost interest in these passports. And remember, they are the ones who fund these passports. So they lost interest. There was nobody, they were not getting contracts for these girls. And because of that, they wouldn't be able to come here and pick this passport. So they abandoned the whole thing. Others have closed and even gone back to other businesses. So they are not thinking about these passports. It is the reason I am telling you that we need maybe to destroy this passport. Because even some people, we try to reach out to them and then they become very rude to us. We use our telephone to call them. You applied for a passport, can you please come and pick it? Then somebody says, no. It is my property, I applied, I paid my money, why do you force me to pick it? I do it at an appropriate time I want. I don't want it now. Why are you forcing me? And they hang up on us. We have received all sorts of those rude responses. So, but we have not given up. We are still... Now, also the reduction in passport application is because of the fact that the businesses of labor export have reduced. Remember, those were the majority of the people who would apply for these passports.